Hey builders, welcome back. Our next adventure, we're going to tackle his arm rotations. So these are two modules, they're mirror images of each other, both powered by linear actuators from Glideforce. And what's gonna happen is these will both receive each arm. They slide into a hex clamp, and once in place, linear actuator rotates the mechanism through a chain drive and lifts the arm up to about 90 degrees. So what else do we have to do here? We have to prep a bunch of stuff. There's a left and a right, so we're just gonna do one at a time because I don't wanna countersink things wrong by accident. And if you've done that before, you understand where I'm coming from. So let's get started. Let's prep some metal. Let's get things together and show you guys what's happening. All right, builders, so when I talk about prepping metal parts, what I mean is when I get these from Send Cut Send, the larger ones typically are deburred. They put them through a deburring process. And what you have to do from there is then clean up the little nubs here at the end that are from the laser process. That holds the part in place. The edges are what are pretty much razor sharp. So you want to come in here with some like 220 sandpaper and just soften those out. A deburring tool works. You know, you can use whatever you like. I like to sand it first and then maybe deburr them after the fact if I need to. And then we countersink, we tap it based on what the part needs. So I'll go in the CAD, I'll take a picture just so I don't mess it up. And then I'll prep one piece at a time. The smaller parts tend to be the ones that are the dirtiest. What I mean is they can't go through their sander, it's too small. So you can see it has a lot of dross, they call it, on the edges from the laser process. And so you're gonna get in there, file it away, deburr it. I tend to use countersinks or just drill bits, really sharp drill bits just to clean off, the edges and then go through the process. And then what I like to do after prepping, meaning after I tap and countersink these, I'll wash them and degrease them in case there's any oil left on the surface, and it really just cleans them up too. So we'll go ahead and get started with that and move on. So the metal parts are prepped. That's a lot of prepping, but you know what? It's worth it. So let's move on. We're gonna go ahead and collect some of the nuts, bolts, screws, spacers, everything we need to assemble one of these. We're gonna prep a couple of printed parts here with some heat sets and collect everything else. So let's get started. So here we have one of the arm modules assembled. I wanted to take my time and make sure I got the series of events on how to put it together understood so I can then copy it over on the mirror part. You can see we have our chain drive, our linear actuator here, and that'll help drive this joint, which then will rotate the arm around. You have a chain tensioning area here, which I may open up on this printed part, because after a while, this will eventually stretch and get settled, and you may have to tighten it up a little bit more. Right now, it's really stiff. So built into the back half, we have the JRK speed controller, and this has a web interface where you can adjust the torque, the current limiting, the speed to as well. And then from there, you would have the power coming up from the drive system, or rather the power system, and controlling it through PWM. All right, so I think what we'll do next is we'll start assembling the other one and just show, you know, a little bit of the step-by-step of that, just kind of how that goes, and you see how we come to this. So we tackled this sub-assembly and it went together rather well. One of the things that I found was some inconsistencies with the Go Build a Spacers. They had went under a revision apparently. So on the 6mm one, they have a recess just like on the 8mm here, where a bearing can be pressed in. On the older models, that recess wasn't there. So apparently I need to update my CAD files to account for that. Luckily, I had an extra 4 and a 2, and we were able to just make up that spacer there. So this one will be a little bit different than the other one, but the end result is still the same. I'm gonna go ahead and look at some of those options there and fix the assembly based on probably the best option to go forward. All right, let's move on to the next part. So I went ahead and installed this swing arm assembly on the side plate matched to the sprocket on each side. So what I want to do now, this is actually upside down. So if we flip it over, I'm going to go ahead and size the chain going around with the turnbuckle tensioner and get that in place as close as possible, matched to the other one. I'm trying to get the tooth in the right position with the clamp. That way we can get it really close to where the arm needs to be in its in its location where it rotates. All right, so let's go ahead and get that chain cut in place with the tensioner and see how we line up. So having matched the other chain, this made it a lot easier. So I was able to cut the right amount of links, add the half link and the tensioner in the middle. And you can see how this rotates. This would just stay put, but in the meantime, you can kind of see it rotate here. All right, so we're gonna remove the chain because it's real easy to put back on. And we're gonna add in the bearing point here on this plate. We're gonna add it to the other plate as well and add in the 3D printed part and then the linear actuator. We'll see where we go. So now that we have this second assembly put together, we can bring it over to the main assembly and install it alongside the other one. I had installed that one already and it went in pretty good. This one, I test fit it before, it was just a little snug and I needed to make one adjustment. So let's bring the main assembly here and I'll show you how that installs and mounts into place. All right guys, our modules are installed, fastened in place. You can see in the side here, they just drop straight down, bolt in with these 5 screws, 2 more on the top, spin it around. You guessed it, 5 more on this side, 2 more on the top. Coming around to the back, you can see we have our speed controllers there for our linear actuators, and they'll just come down to your system down below. So let's bring it around to the front. What I like about this modular design is you can work on these things away from the robot and then put them back in separately too as well. And if you decide to remake these into something different, you have this modular bay to work on. So I wanted to talk about what I'm gonna do next. I had one revision that I had done to the head here, and it's these cages on the back. I did a simulation in SolidWorks and found out that there's too much torque here, and this is kind of causing the eye to bounce a little bit of flex. So I redesigned this part to be about 1/4 inch thick, still having all the milled out parts. And here's one of them here. So you can see the difference on how that'll carry the load. So this will stop any head bouncing from before. And you can see all the mounting is all built in place. So I'm excited about that. For some reason, the anodizing is different. Oh well, that's okay. We're gonna get this baby weathered. So besides that revision, we're gonna work on hands. So I started the hands here. This is the shoulder piece here. I have the main parts being printed right now. And then this is one of the hands ready to go and to install. And we're gonna look at more of that in the next video. And any keen eye may notice that this version is different than the motion version. We'll see you in the next one.